Gallery view. Hey,
Oh,
can you?
morning.
You're early.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm getting better. Hmm.
I've been I've been working with Terry to get.
All right.
Yeah, he's going to pop in. So he's got a ticket
Oh,
as well.
good.
Got him to buy a
Mm.
ticket. So
All right. Oh, that's good. Phew.
if my phone goes, it'll be because
It'll be him.
yeah,
Hmm.
he hasn't got the he should have had an email with the link on it,
Right.
but I tried to do a different ticket system, um, and he got as far as pay now, and then I can't get past the pay button, so I had to quickly reactivate the old system.
Right.
And he managed. It was like, yeah.
Ah,
It clicked up, and he bought. It came up on my thing.
yeah.
Terry, so and so's bought a ticket, and I went, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's no good. It's no good him doing it um, through bank really, because he doesn't know if he's going to be able to come to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pressure of pressure of home and that, which fair
That's
enough.
right. Yeah.
Anne and
Yeah.
Gordon have gone off to Ross on Wye.
All right. Very nice. So
So
oh no, Terry will be there. So we'll have one other man. So you won't be on your own, hopefully. Hmm.
I don't mind. Bit of glamour on a
Hmm.
Tuesday morning. Oh, here's
That's
Terry.
right.
Say no more.
Hmm.
How's about that?
Oh, oh,
I've got him in. He's
wow.
joining. Wow, well played. And Chris. Wow. Oh, it's going to be busy today. There's Chris is in. Terry. If I ask him to start his video, a little thing should come up on his mobile, shouldn't it?
Tell him, yeah. It sounds simple, but
I've got my Scrooge gloves on today.
ah.
I don't know about you guys, but I reckon it's cold.
Well, funny you should say that. I feel the cold, and yesterday I had the plumber around, and I haven't had any heating sort of since yesterday because he found a gas leak, and it wasn't actually coming in the house; it was outside. But obviously, he's had to switch the gas off, and he's coming back today with a new part and gonna fix it. So luckily, I've got a little halogen heater that I've been using, so just takes the chill off. But
Takes a chill, yeah.
yeah, but it's not that warm again. So I heard Chris, but I can't see her.
You can't see me, I'm here.
Yeah, oh, there you are.
Oh dear, sounds like you've got problems.
Well, yes, but hopefully they'll be fixed later. So
Well, I've got Terry's in, but he hasn't got any video or audio at the moment.
right,
But he doesn't mean he can't hear us. So I keep asking him to click in the little. I've got like a little blue button that I can click and say, "Please start your video."
Aha.
Well, because it's on his phone, I was thinking if it comes up with a little thing that says "press this," then it should help him.
yeah,
We've got some. Oh, what do I think of it? We got some good Leonard Cohen photos.
yeah,
I
they'll be
haven't.
good, won't
Paintings even.
Oh,
they?
I haven't had a look yet. Oh,
I'm just gonna see if I can go to the folder and then I'll post it when the rest come in. Leonard Cohen. I I really liked doing that. That was great fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one.
Um, Terry's going to ring me up on my phone, I reckon. So I can't find my audio. Problem is, not being a teenager and not being stood next to him, it's really difficult to say,
Explain.
do this, do that.
Yeah,
Because at the end of the day, your phone should be doing it for you.
yeah.
Terry's listening and going, it does, doesn't it? Your
It's
phone
not,
comes up with a message, doesn't it? And it usually
yeah,
comes up with a little pop-up saying, put you are muted or something like that, doesn't it? And you
mm,
click here to unmute.
mm,
So I was saying to Mel earlier, I'm guilty of it to a degree. When it's when it's a new when you're doing something new on a computer or your phone, or you you don't look at what you're
no,
seeing. You don't.
yeah,
If you read what it said on the screen,
yeah. I know. Nerves take over, don't they? And you get confused then. And
yeah, you stop. If you just
yeah,
sort of take a
a
deep breath
breath.
and say,
Yeah,
look at
yeah,
what it's saying on the screen and
yeah,
read it,
yeah.
it's telling you what you should do.
I know.
I do it as well. And I said to Mel, sometimes I lose the mouse.
Huh,
Oh, isn't.
huh. But the thing is to sort of write down or try and write down what you've done so that you can sort of go back and look at the notes later to help you, and then
Yeah.
eventually it'll just become general. You'll know
Well,
how to do
yeah,
it.
well, that's it. Familiarity's the key.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that sounded posh.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Hello.
Carol.
Right. Am I here?
Morning.
Am I
Yes,
You
yeah.
are.
Oh,
Morning.
morning.
Oh, got a
Morning.
headshot as well.
Oh,
Well done.
right.
Sit
Oh,
down. Oh,
Relax.
relax.
oh, I had one of these stress migraines this morning. Your eye goes all like a kaleidoscope and you can't see.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Right. So, well, that's what the optician said they were through
yeah.
stress.
Well,
Yeah.
I get that. That's and I'm not stressed. I don't get them when I'm stressed. I tend to get them because of the light, sunlight glaring off of a shiny object like a car in front's roof or wing mirror.
Oh,
That'll
right. Well, I
things
did wake up with a big stiff neck this morning. I don't know what I did.
that's familiar. That sounds familiar. It's
And the
called the.
dentist, I clench my teeth at night. That's all stress. I thought, still, never mind. I've got to start packing up because hopefully we'll be going in about 6 to 8 weeks.
Oh, right. Oh, that seems to have come round quick all of a sudden because there was a
Well,
hold
we've
on it.
pushed it on a bit. We've pushed it on a bit.
Where you moving to your daughters or something?
Yeah. So
Brilliant.
I've got more support with Peter, really.
Hmm.
It's a lot when you have to do everything because he can't do anything now. So you get tired and you think, oh. But we have more company around there. We don't see many people, so it'd be nicer for Peter.
Where do they live, Carol?
Hamworthy, opposite Marge, Marge Gober.
Oh, right.
Upway Avenue.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it'd be strange going back over there. I like it here, but never mind.
Yeah, it's nice and handy where you are, isn't it?
Yeah, but I can walk down to the beach and go up Rockley. It's all nice up there.
Yeah. Or if you just go along the back path up to Upton Park.
Oh, yeah, it's all nice. Yeah,
lovely.
I keep thinking whether to get another little dog. I got to have something little because obviously if and when anything happens to Peter, I'll come back here. So it's only got to be a little dog that's not yappy. But I just, I think they de-stress you, don't they, as well?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I think, oh God, am I up for another dog? Well, the girls will have it if anything happens to me. I don't know whether I've got another dog in me, really. Can but hope.
Oh dear. Where's Joyce today? Is she joining us?
She's there at the bottom.
Hello,
here.
Joyce.
Oh,
Are you?
All
You're,
your paintings were good. Yours was good,
Hi,
Pauline.
how's
and
everybody?
Chris.
Oh, there you are. Morning, Joyce.
oh, there you are. Yeah, I see you now. So,
I still can't get on with these squares, Dave. Sort of transferring it from yours to my page. I just not getting the shapes right when I'm drawing. Well, the face was all a bit lopsided, wasn't he? He wasn't quite right.
we'll see how we get on today then, because that's gonna it's gonna be even. Christine's gonna love today.
Why? Why is it going to be difficult then?
Oh, well, the chicken.
Yeah, you're gonna love it. That's
Oh.
that's Carol's one.
What? What's that? Oh, it hasn't come up on mine.
I was going to say, I've got nothing on my screen.
Oh,
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Hang on
Oh,
then.
gone again.
oh. But I didn't know how to make him look older. I thought, oh, I'm going to leave well alone before I muck it all up. It was a bit lopsided.
It's fine to me.
I think it's the hat rather than him.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
They're all amazing, really. That was it
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
till I framed it up. The eyes look nice and warm. Is that yours, Chris? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good.
That's good. Yeah, you can see it's him, can't
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
Mine's the younger version, I think. I couldn't
I
quite
think
get him on. Yeah.
It does vary. Everyone. It's like Anne, wasn't it, with the Queen? The Queen had gone on a diet. She'd looked really thinner.
Yeah, she looked quite scrawny.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought if the Queen saw that, she'd be well chuffed.
And Gordon's queen, she looks really angry in that, doesn't she?
Oh,
Does change a lot.
That's yours. Is that yours, Pauline?
yeah,
Yeah, it's
Sure.
good. Yeah, they're all different, aren't they? You can see who
Yeah.
it is.
yeah.
As you say, I think I've got my hat a bit wrong on mine.
I think I think the paintings that we're doing are probably more like the guy is in real life,
Mm.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
It shows more character, more. I mean, you know yourself, if you see somebody in real life and you think, cool, done nothing like they do on television. Isn't he small? Isn't he different? You know,
Yeah.
because
Mm.
and that's the beauty of pictures, really, that it's 3D, isn't it?
Mm.
Rather than 2 dimensions.
Mm.
I think mine's moved on a bit since then as well.
Well, let's have a look at yours.
I don't.
Oh, yeah.
It's changed a bit since then. I think I'll have a look in a minute. I haven't looked at it since lost. I don't know. Just lately, I just move on to the next sort of event. I get quite excited now.
Mm.
Well,
Because after I did that, I got a bit inspired because we've been watching John Lennon. So I thought, oh, I'll have a go at drawing him. So I got this picture up with my squares because he got his glasses on and he was looking sideways. Oh God, do you think I could do it? I rubbed it all out. I said, oh, I'll give that up. I can't do it. Couldn't do it.
I haven't found who is it?
Clint
And
Eastwood.
Eastwood.
I
Is
haven't
there
done.
none on that Pinternet? They have a lot.
I haven't really
Pinterest.
looked.
Yeah,
I haven't
Yeah.
looked much yet, but I did
Yeah.
find this old guy.
yeah,
Oh, that's nice.
yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah.
I don't think that's the one I
That's
wanted.
a different one.
That
isn't
was
it?
that's the one.
Yeah,
That's the one I was going to work for. I prefer that one.
Oh.
But like we said, we just if we can just do it in monotone.
Yeah.
Any
Mm.
color we like. I like this one's got more. I don't know.
More
We've got to
shady.
do,
Yeah.
we've got to do suits
Tell-
again.
Tells a story. I like that one. Well,
Very young.
that's why I thought it's like it could be your kid just come home from school or just going to
Yeah.
college for the first day or whatever, you know.
He
Yeah.
had a lovely face, didn't he?
Tells
Really
a
nice.
story. He had his haircut there, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Hmm.
Still no Terry.
Is he
No.
coming then?
He is supposed to be.
All
He's
right.
in. He is there, but he hasn't got his video or his audio sorted out.
Can he hear us? No.
Probably.
Don't know.
He probably can.
Oh well.
So keep your language tight.
No swearing.
I don't know if I did any more on Leonard Cohen. I'd tell you the truth. I don't even know where I've put it.
Well.
Filed in somewhere.
Yeah, I did. I did a bit. I changed the background
Oh.
and added some more information to the face. I've got this thing about at the moment, and it started with her Madge, with the background being nice and I don't know, it's going to say light and fluffy, but more interesting. So I'm working on that sort of premise at the moment. But this particular one was what else recent? Meow. I love that cat.
Yeah.
I've got to frame that one up for someone. Yeah, I think trouble is this over the last few weeks and months, we've sort of been developing these sort of methodologies and different sort of various techniques and adding to the way, well, I personally been painting anyway. Like my new palette, look at that, eh?
Very nice.
Oh, that's posh, isn't it?
That's what the
Where's
hell's that?
Terry?
Oh,
Hello, Terry.
morning, Terry.
We've got his. Turn your volume up. Well, we've got a picture, so he's done that much. Yeah, anyway, we digress. This week's fun and game. Did you see? I sent the chicken. Do you like it? Oh,
Yeah, yeah, it's good.
it's called a Sussex Bantam, and I've done a couple. I started off sketching it, so I have done don't know if you can see that. It's in pencil. Yeah, I've done a sketch of it, but that's too boring. So I've gone off that idea. So I've got 2 bits of paper now, and I did a couple of little practice runs. And so what I'm going to go. I've done that one. I've done that one as well.
That's nice.
I've gone back to what I keep saying. It's got to be fun. It's all getting a bit serious. All this blooming sort of working out.
How do we get you on the big screen? I can't.
Yeah, I'm only on.
I'm on all the little squares. Is everybody else on the squares?
Yeah, I am. And when I go speaker, it just comes up with whoever's talking.
Yeah, the same with me.
That's I don't know what I can do about that.
Well, you usually do it. You usually click something, don't you? When we come on.
Yeah. I know what to do. Hang on. View, gallery view. Where am I? Spotlight for everyone. There you go.
That's better.
Sorry, I had it pinned, and you have to. Pinning is no good. You've got to spotlight it. Yeah. So anyway, What's the technique? What's the method? Well, I don't know. Well, I do know, but I'm scared.
Oh God.
Well, for the rest of us.
Yeah.
So we're not drawing a picture then, we're just painting, are we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
just
this week in my palette, one of the things about doing it this way is you don't. What I was listening to someone the other day. That's just white in there. Gouache. It's not gouache. I haven't got gouache. It's titanium white. But gouache should be all right. Gouache is what I want, but I ain't got none. Permanent white, any white. Chinese white's not so good because it's too flimsy, wishy-washy. You need, the sort more. Gouache is ideal.
Oh, acrylic.
Yeah, acrylic white's fine. Well, gouache is, you can buy, and I have got acrylic gouache anyway. And that is usually white. But the other paints, one of the things I was reading or I watched it the other day and learned, it's a spot on statement, is when you buy these, and I've got one or two, when you buy these expensive paints, yeah, they're sort of £6 for a little snotty tube, you're frightened to use it, or you don't want to waste it. So I've there's a lady I know that gave me boxes of Cotman Reeves sort of cheaper quality paints, and I've got loads of them. So I'm just using them from now on. Well, for in this way of painting anyway, because it's just pointless, and I'm not afraid to use it. So anyway, I've got two brushes. I've got a flat brush. I think that's a number. If you were buying it, it'd be a number 5 or 6. And I've got a little round one, which is probably the same, 5 or 6, and a rigger. Actually, I've got 2 riggers. I've got another posh one here. I always use a rigger. It used to be a long-handled one, but I just snapped it off because it was too much. Colour-wise, you don't need oodles of water, so the colours I've got in here: burnt umber, over there as a rosy red. There's a red that is supposed to be red over there. I don't know what's happened to that. It is red. There's a green, a blue, a couple of blues. There's a light blue in there. Cerulean's good, and that's burnt sienna. Burnt sienna and umber make burnt umber, by the way. If you haven't got burnt umber, and you've got raw umber, which is a lighter brown, and burnt sienna, they make burnt umber. Sounds fiddly, doesn't it? Anyway, I think one of the first things, I'm not making, my brush isn't soaking wet. It's just all I'm doing. Might need a bigger brush. First thing is, don't matter, this go anywhere. Get rid of the white. Just own the white. That's what I'm doing there. I'm saying I'm not afraid of white paper. I think I might need a bigger brush actually. That's all that's for. We should be able to do about 3 of these this morning. Just trying to think. I think it's a bit of raw sienna. I'm just add a bit of raw sienna into there, and a little, just a dark. There's a bit of burnt umber in there. And what we'll do is so I've got quite a bit of it. So look at our subject, yeah, and I've actually, if you might not be able to see it there, but I've actually drawn. I'll do it with a dark pen. There's a, what do you call it here? But if you look at it, we can look for shapes, yeah. We've got a round, we've got circles, we've got 1 or 2, possibly 3 circles, yeah. And we've got a similar there. So we've got a little round bits there. So what we're looking at are values in terms of shapes. I can't. Terry's ringing me. Let me talk to Terry. Hi, Terry.
Hello, I can't get on it, Dave. I've got the pictures on, but I do switch my speaker on. I can't remember.
I
think I might have to pack it up today.
okay.
I'm all in a tizwas.
Yeah. Well,
I'll leave the video on and
yeah, you can carry on watching it. Can you hear me?
yeah, I can speak to you.
Oh, that's fine, isn't it? That's as good as you need.
I can hear it now, but when I put the video on, there's no sound. Is this good? I've not been on for a while, but speaker's gone off. I can't remember how to switch the speaker on.
Okay, what we'll do is you can carry on listening if you like or whatever. What we'll do is we'll do a run through either later this afternoon or tomorrow morning. We'll set it up together, you know, off air, off camera. Yeah. It's up to you. All right, mate. We nearly there. Find a teenager. Cheers, mate. We were almost there, Terry. Almost there. Yeah. So anyway, where was I? Right, burnt umber. It's a bit dark. So let's find our. We're gonna look at the shapes, yeah. So I've got and just draw the little thing. But I'm not looking at I'm not worried about fine detail. I'm just looking. So if I'm looking here, I've got a little lozenge shape and little, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we can only be wrong. But using cheap paint, we're not so fussed, are we? And I've drawn. So I'm just going. These are just tram lines, really. But one of the things that you might like to consider, it's like a straight line going across there, isn't there? One of the things you might like to consider is try to use the brush, paint with your arm, not with your finger. There's a tendency when you're painting to use your fingers, point with your finger and paint with your finger. But if you can, try and look at it from a different perspective. Try and use your arm, paint with your arm. Apparently, I've got it on good authority. As you get older, it's easier.
No, that's good then.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I think, sorry, Dave, but I think I'm going to have to go. I think my gas man, my plumber's just turned up to sort my stuff out. So,
Oh,
Don't worry,
I'll
meant
watch it on. I'll watch
yeah.
it on video.
That's okay.
All right.
Take care, Pauline.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Go
Bye.
well. Bye. Bye.
Yeah, it's a bit important if you've got a gas leak.
Definitely.
I think there's a slight priority going on here. Yeah, all I'm doing anyway is just looking at the shapes, finding shapes. Look for similarities, commonalities even. Just put some shapes in. Now, of course, this area around here, try and find some sort of, there's a line going across there, isn't it? So it sort of circles around that way. So I can just quite quickly, I can just add. It is slightly, the beauty of this is you don't need to use your best paper either. The two bits of paper, the two I did yesterday, I did one on Sunday actually, one on Sunday, and I thought, I was so pleased with the one I did on Sunday, I thought, this has got to be a mistake. How did I do it? Because I had it on the side there thinking, do you know what, Dave, that is really, I'm really chuffed with that. I didn't think you could draw like that or do that sort of thing. Anyway, so I had another go yesterday, and it is just sheets of A3 printer paper that I was using. But if I noticed that sort of comes down there, these sort of 2 points. And we've got the one thing I did, there were a couple of bits I was looking back on yesterday when I did it a second time, thinking I'll have to make a mental note to get that bit right. And one of them was the 3 little prongs on its head, and the other was the feet. But then this is just burnt umber, yeah? I'm just using it as a, don't worry about it. Don't get, all I need is a reference that they're there. Yeah. The fact, try and get them in the right positions handy. And I'm guilty of doing what I said not to do, painting with my finger instead of my hand. So I'll make mistakes so you don't need to. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. For the background, we're gonna just add some blue. Actually, I could do it over here. Take a bit of red, I think, and blue and burnt umber. So I want a nice area, but I'm going to need a bigger brush. The flat one's good. This is hardboard I've stretched this paper on as well. And we'll just heighten out if I can. It's gone a bit wishy-washy, didn't want wishy-washy. Just keep it. And just try and think painting the negative. Just see if we can bring out some areas. Well, you can ask me questions if you like, but I probably won't know the answers, which is nice. Just add some, just want to put some definition in. Some green's good. I'm going to use green quite a bit in the background, or it's complementary to the red anyway that I've been adding into here. It does here, it is red. I don't know what, well, it's sort of a dirty red brown colour now, but it was red when I started. And we can just add something in. Try and get in there. Might need to be a bit darker. Christine's, this is how you paint in acrylics anyway. Maybe. Not me. I don't. I'm just keeping my, but there's not a lot of water involved. I'm just keeping my brush damp rather than like we do in watercolors when we make it really wet. And I'm just going to go around. It's a bit blue, that. Didn't want it quite as blue as that. I've also got some nice colour. What I'm going to do is add a little bit of the gouache into that, so it'll blend. I think I've the ones I was doing the last few days, I wanted it lighter. So if I just add a little bit of, well, I wanted to experiment. I've done them with really dark background, but I just wanted it to be a little bit, see what happens if I initially start off with a lighter tonal value. But the green, I don't know why I'm attracted to the, I say green, it's more green yuck, really. Well, I'm playing with paint. That's what we're trying to do. Or I'm not gonna go right into, I'll leave a little bit of definition where I want the feet. So you don't need the brush soaking wet. You just need to dampen it every now and then. Just dip it in the water. So there's plenty going on. Great fun. It is fun doing this. I think but it isn't, at this moment, we're not worried about, well, I'm not worried about anything relating to the chicken. I'm just thinking tonal values and colour. I think I'm going to make this area slightly lighter. So I want a bit of, just don't need a little bit of yellow. What I found, it's like I do with most watercolour. So now we've got to find our chicken, well, not find, I'm just going to try and just add a little bit of, I'm not worried about detail as such yet. All I'm worried about is the value of the shape, yeah? Which I've partly put in with my undercolour. And also, if this was a portrait of a person, we would be concerned with the eye, but I decided that the eye of the chicken is better off done towards the end. You'll see in a minute. But all I'm doing is just looking for an undercolor, an undertone. Now, where do we want these? I'll put them in anyway. 1, 2, 3. There's 4 of the little feathery things poking up. But where the curve of the face of the chicken is, it sort of dictates where the beak's going to be.
Dave, can you pull the actual photo down a little bit because the head's chopped off?
Oh, so sorry.
That's it. Thank you.
Beg your pardon. Yeah, so where the beak is, we can use the shape for that. One thing I noticed, if you've got a piece of tissue to hand, you can use it to dab out and dry your brush off, dry it back a bit. And now, my plan is to add, obviously, on top. Well, we're a bit damp, but what the heck? I'm just going to add some red on top. Might need quite a bit. It's such a small subject as when I'm painting it's small anyway. Even a number 6 brush like that is almost too big. One of the things, the reason that I painted 2, my red's not that red, is it really? But maybe. But we're just adding a little bit of white on there. Try and find some. I'm looking at the bird's head, trying to find some light and shade because it's lighter down here and dark up there, so I can easily. Luckily, we've got our. Oh, that was interesting. I put some. I only wanted a little bit of burnt umber, and the whole blob came out in one go. Look at it; it's about 3 inches thick in here. Well, it's all part of life's thing. But beauty is I've got the side of my paper that I can use. I just noticed that there's a quite a dark, well, not, look for some dark bits to add in. Just put them in. He does look a bit bland until we put our hello. I'm just going to add a few. What we can do is just putting in, trying to look for shapes. It's funny, isn't it? When you're actually trying to do it and talk at the same time, I'm not so good at this as I am with watercolours. Well, just traditional type watercolours. Need to lighten that round there, see? But what I'll do is it's almost scumbling it, you know, just sort of, but we're not afraid of the white, so that's the main thing. Makes a nice change. This isn't, there's no pressure to, like we do with, if you're doing those blooming landscape buildings and all that sort of thing, it's really, I don't know, you always feel there's an onus or a pressure on you to get it to a certain similarity, a bit like we were doing the Queen. It has to look like the Queen or whatever. But if you do it, but doing the reason I've chose the chicken is deliberate, because doing this takes that out of the equation, because you shouldn't be, you are going to get the thing, the object or the thing you're painting right, but you're not going to do it with the pencil. You're doing it by looking at the shape. So if you can find, it doesn't even need to be a distinct, even though you're looking at what I'm saying, I'm looking at this whole thing as a particular thing, but you can break that down into a square, a lozenge is a good thing, is a good, a sweet or something. Oh, that's a bit of a sweet, yeah. And just pick them out. I think I can't make up my mind if I'm not breaking, but avoiding or not deliberately doing it, but missing what I was saying about try and paint with your arm, which means doing this rather than this. Yeah, doing that is painting with your finger and your hand, but painting like that is painting with your arm, and you'll get more control. I think possibly hold the brush. Hold the brush further away. That'll force the issue. It's looking all right. I got the urge to make a chicken noise nearly then, but I resisted. Well, if you're doing that, I'm just looking for the darks at the moment. We're just trying to find some darker areas. Maybe if we go back to our earlier colour, which was the burnt umber, which is over here, and if you spot any, or you decide that if you squint your eyes up that there are some shadows or some darker elements within the Sussex Bantam, then we can add them in. Still think there's something going on up here. The beauty about using, well, the interesting thing about using the white, particularly being gouache, is we'll come to, just remind me not to say goodbye without doing it. Thing is, my and that is the ones that I did yesterday. I'm just going to lightly go over this with a bit of white. Because it's gouache and watercolour, it's not the end of the party after you've done your work on this sort of, at this stage, because overnight, or a couple of days later, you're going to go back in and soften any hard edges down. I'll show you at the end. I can't do it on here, obviously, but because it's not going to be dry. But the other ones will be dry. I'll get some lovely colours coming in here, especially where I've left the brown underpaint. You know, underpainting it. I'm just looking for some highlights now, but even that red that looked a bit flimsy is starting to tidy itself up. Now, where do we want? I'm going to make an effort to put some sort of beak in, but I think, yeah, it's close. You need your best reading glasses on with this. Pick up some paint might help. And didn't really want red at the bottom. It's just a bit of white I've got. You see how much I've got? It's about a thumbnail full. The colour I was enjoying was the background, but I made it, it's a little bit of neutral tint, but I just wanted it to be grey. But if it's grey, remember what we were doing over the last few weeks and saying, if it's grey, we can warm up a grey or cool it down. If I add blue to a grey, it goes cooler. If I want to warm it up, just add a little bit of red or burnt sienna to it and we'll get a warmer grey. Just trying to think where I could add a little bit of shape and come down. I think my green is the key on. As I said right from the start, I want to green, add some green into the background, darken it up with some blue or red. Red and green are complementary, aren't they? So if I add, I'm just trying to get I don't know, what am I thinking? Grassy, greeny stuff. Need a bigger brush. The flat brush is quite handy. Works quite well. Surprising how it's staying usable. It's dry. It dries quite quickly. That was it at the top there. Wanted a bit more of the lighter grey, just to. Sorry, Chris, I'm going to move that head out of the way. I need a bit more blue, quite a bit of blue in there. Seem to have messed up my colours a bit. It's my burnt umber. Let's find my brushes are falling off the table here. So if I can't add a little bit, a lighter colour in here. Wrong brush. Need a bit. That's the hard bit that I'm just deciding which brush I that I want to just want to make that a little bit subtler there. Try and bring him out a little bit. Same here. There you go. Don't do it. Too late. Oh, such fun. I think you should have, when you do, if you have a go at this, you'll be thinking, you'll be doing what I'm doing right now, thinking this is quite enjoyable. There's no right and wrong. There's just you and the paint and the brush, and all you're doing is just pushing it around, pushing the colour around, even round here where the feet are. I'm trying to leave a little bit of the brown in, but I'm not that fussed about it because, and they might change, mightn't they? A bit more white in amongst the. Fancy having a coming home and finding you've got a gas leak. That's it's a nightmare, isn't it? That's nearly as bad as finding your conservatory roofs blown off.
Yes.
Like some people. Do you know what I said to Mel yesterday? Well, you don't because I haven't told you, but I'm going to. I told her that Chrissy Bessant's came home and a bloody conservatory roof had all turned up on one edge and all this like. And I said to her, that's one of my worst nightmares. That is when it blows a hoolie like. And I said Chrissy got up there on a step ladder and I wasn't bigging it up. I was just telling the truth. The story as it was. And I said to Mel, can we get a couple of grow bags? I said, I'm going to put a grow bag up on the top of the conservatory roof. So thanks to you, I've got some grow bags coming.
Well done. Well, it did the trick. It's still there. I haven't done anything else to it.
But carry on.
Yeah, but I just needed to get something really heavy up there as quickly as possible because it was just starting to spot with rain.
Yeah.
And none of my neighbours were in. I just ran outside. As soon as I saw what had happened, I dropped my shopping and ran, banging on everybody's doors, and nobody was in. Typical. So I thought, right, you go, you've got to do it yourself. So I was up on the top platform of the step ladder, blowing a gale, just starting to rain, trying to get a blinking grow bag up on the roof because I thought it's soft, it's not going to damage the plastic roof. It was so. Anyway, as soon as I put it on there, it weighted it right down. But God, wasn't it hard getting up there? And when I bought the grow bags, I bought two. Well, they're not grow bags; they're sacks of compost. I got two, got them in the trolley at Tesco's, all right. But I had a hell of a job lifting the bottom one out from the bottom of the trolley.
Yeah.
So hell, I climbed up a ladder in the wind with one on my shoulder and managed to get it in the right place on the roof. I don't know.
You did well then, didn't you?
It's a bit. I tell you, it's a bit like grabbing hold of a bloody slippery slug or banana, isn't it?
It was very hard. It wasn't easy. But I just kept thinking, I've got to do it because there's nobody else, and the roof is going to blow right off if I don't.
Yeah, once the wind gets up underneath like that.
Yeah. And I had some big mats that I used to have in the conservatory, but they were out in the shed, and they're like the rubber-backed industrial ones. So there's sort of like carpet one side and rubber on the other side. So I put those up carpet side down on the plastic roof. So I had the waterproof on the top, and then got some bits of paving slab and lugged them off. Put them on top. Oh, it took me an hour. And I thought all the time I was up that ladder struggling, and then suddenly I thought, I haven't got my phone or my pendant or anything with me because I've been shopping, just dropped everything. So I went down the ladder, grabbed my lifeline pendant, put it around my neck, and went back up the ladder again. I thought, at least if I fall off, I can press that. And I thought nobody would be able to get around the back anyway, because it's like Fort Knox. But hey, God. But anyway,
take me out off to you, mate. You've done a good job.
Well, it was pure adrenaline. I don't know where I got the strength to do it. I really don't. I just knew that if I didn't do it, I was going to lose the roof. And
Well, fair chance, yeah.
Yeah, it was. But the trouble is, all the strips between the polycarbonate, they've come up, they've all twisted, and so so anyway. But I mean, we've had quite a bit of wind and rain since, and so far not a drop has leaked in. So whatever I did,
Good.
it did the trick temporarily. But I'm hoping that I can get somebody up there to do it properly. But I'm going away in the caravan the weekend, so I'm going to have to bite the bullet and hope for nice weather when I come back.
Yeah. Well, just well, I was lying in bed this morning thinking, do you know what? If I get the grow bag up there, I could put plants on inside the grow bag as well.
Yeah,
So
have a living garden on the roof.
Yeah, I was thinking, well, why not? Why not? So look, you don't know what you've started here, mate. I'll tell you. I've actually sat down now. I was stood up before, but I've decided I just wanted to tighten a few bits up. I'm still.
I have to say that your chicken looks like he's got a very big bum. On the photograph, the curl goes up a lot higher, doesn't it? It goes more up, not quite so much sticking out. The white bit. Do you know what I mean?
Nothing's set in stone.
No.
You mean this bit here goes up?
Well, the bit below it should go more up at more of an angle, or up towards the corner of the paper. I'm only looking at the photo.
I can't see it.
Is it just me?
Yeah.
Probably. Okay.
I can't see it. I can't see what you're saying. Let me stand up again.
Where it's got a big thick white bit coming out.
Yeah.
Could
go up there a bit?
No, down on the ground. I'm pointing at the phone and it's making no difference to you.
Oh, well done.
On the bottom, on the green bit, it looks like it should be not so wide there, going across.
Here?
Well, no, the white bit looks too wide to me.
That bit there?
Yeah. Well, going up from the
You
top.
should go up more of a sharper angle. I see what you mean.
Yeah, can you see? Oh, good. I'm glad
It's
I'm
got
not
a bit of a curve in it, hasn't it?
So we could go like that.
Oh no!
So,
well, yeah. That is that to me.
That looks better. Yeah.
It's
So I can.
Yeah, we are getting critical here, aren't we?
No,
I know.
fine.
I feel very very naughty criticising the expert, but it's just what I can see.
Yeah, but
the back isn't so long, is it? That back bit.
Yeah, I was a bit distracting because of the pencil circles on the picture. But
yeah, I think I might have done that to me. So if I go up there.
Yeah, go up more up to the shoulder.
Hang on then.
Almost.
I don't know.
Oh, God.
What
I
have
was
done?
watching. No, it's fine. I was watching a thing the other day, and I thought, do you know what? That bloke's nose ain't nothing like that. So even Royal Academy experts do it slightly different.
Just because we're further away from it. Like you always say, stand back and look at it. When you're sat right on top of it, sometimes you don't see it, do you? Yeah. To me,
So,
that where his wing comes out on the photo, that it almost goes to the edge of his bum, doesn't it?
Hmm. You've got a good eye, Christine, haven't you? And you seem to put things when you're doing things.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just look where you're looking at circles, I'm looking at angles, I must admit. Seeing that curl of his tail feathers, the top of the tail feathers are almost up to his neck, aren't they? You know.
well, I'm not seeing the same chicken.
Well,
Well,
this is fine. When we all do ours, we'll all interpret it in our own way, so then we can.
I can't see him now. I'm seeing a different chicken, Chris.
Yeah, see, I see that tail feathers even going higher.
It's not. I'll do it just for now. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I'll get reported to the Sussex to the chicken people.
Oh, dear.
That's fine. Once
Yeah,
I put,
to me that looks a lot better than it did before. He had this long sausage-shaped bum.
You're going to be perfect, Chris.
I was just going to say I'm going to shut up because mine is
I
probably
should.
going to be awful.
Oh, gosh.
I like feathers over here though with a bit of brown on. I think they look really good.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
It adds a little bit of a glow to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that feather there looks really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I think your pencil marks on the photograph do deceive the eye a little bit because you're seeing it better than we are because you're closer to it.
Yeah, they're
The
Sharpie marks.
Yeah. Yeah, it does sort of distort it a bit.
I agree with that.
Oh, good.
Actually, no, tell you the truth, I stopped looking at it about 15 minutes ago. I've only been concentrating on the one I'm working on.
Yeah.
I've stopped looking at it ages ago. I think but this is the third one I've done. And this is on proper posh watercolor paper. So the heat was on, the pressure's on, because it's it proves what I was saying earlier, that you don't want to, that when you got posh paper and paints, the tendency is to, anyway, it's fun. I'm enjoying myself. That's the whole point. The legs, the feet. What I was doing, what I decided was, you could, if you use a little bit of some of the white and try and look for the highlights on them. But if you're not happy, then the old trick is put them in the grass. Add some add some grass to it.
Cover them up.
Yeah. Say he stood in a little field. The options are. One of the things I did discover doing the feet was to go up and down with the brush, because they sort of do that. The legs, they have a sort of a ribbed, bit like mealworms.
They are, aren't they?
That's what I got the impression they were like to look at in the photo. They think, oh, they're sort of ribbed. And once you put a few in, it does sort of warm up a bit. Need a bit more shadow on one side. As I say, we can, once you get the classic one, isn't it? Once you get a small brush in your hand, it becomes like a magnet. You can't, it just carries on, because in this sort of way of doing it, that you're using it as a draw to draw the your subject, to add bits to it, instead of the pencil we're using the. Come on, chicken.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a bit. Oops. Well, the next stage is to do a portrait, of one of our people portraits in this same sort of method, same way, which will be great fun. That's my next.
Luther, sort of. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Whether it's more. Let's add a bit there. Push that out. Maybe a little bit rounder. Maybe a little bit further down. Something like that. Being watercolour, we can, with a damp brush, we can smooth it down, just rehydrate it to add a little bit of right, what have I got to do with this blooming bit over here? Trying to look at the shape, but I've gone off of chicken tails. That's all right. We'll just build him back up. Bit damp. quite like that bit. I'm not gonna. For the eye, the way I was doing it the other day, it seemed to work, was I've put a flipping circle around it now. I can't even see where it's supposed to be. What I did, I just put a blob of white on it initially, and then added a nice dark, sorry, I'm thinking of something else at that. Yeah, I know where I'm going. A nice dark patch in it later on. Maybe it's got 4 of these. I'm just going to put them in for now. Challenge, innit? The challenge is
I do like it though.
Yeah,
Having
it's nice. Yeah, I
something
do.
specific to do each week, it really makes you focus.
yeah, I
Rather than
agree.
just turning up at class with a blank piece of paper and no idea what you want to do. It's
Yeah, I agree.
been much more intense, if you like.
Well, yeah, because and then of course at the end of the day, you're sort of on show, aren't you? You know, you've got to get, especially putting them up online like I'm doing.
Well, that's right. Yes, yeah. I mean, you know, if we get
It's
time in the church, we
little
wander
bit.
around and look over the shoulders, but you don't always see the finished thing.
Nah, it's nice to have a bit of pressure on.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Well, yeah, there are more positives than negatives because well, it's just, what's the point in doing it? You know, it's a bit like being a, no, I was going to say like being a closet drinker without getting drunk and showing everybody how drunk you can get. Well, maybe that's a daft analogy, but I know what I mean. That's the trouble. I always know what I mean, but nobody else does. Story of my life. But yeah, so the thing. Gone off with his feathers now. This back bit is annoying me now. So I've got, nah. See, to me, thinking, it's just too. So I'm gonna flip it off a little bit. Right. I'm a little bit up here. Ooh, didn't really want to do that. Too late. You've done it now. We'll just blend it back over. Just wipe my palette out a bit. It's gone a bit when you've got Dulux weather shield in the wrong in your paint pot. God, blimey. I don't know what's in that. I don't know what's in that blue paint. But that's not the result that I wanted. Hang on. Give me a sec. And some cleaner tissue. That's what we need. It's quite nice, this little palette. Every time I say, this is going to be relaxing and simple, I don't know why I bother.
Well, we just laugh when you say it anyway, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's,
No, it's not going to be easy.
it's so funny because I have great but you say that. Oh, now I've got 2 water buckets and they're both horrible colours now. Don't know what was in that blue, but it's still in the brush now. I can't get rid of it. Amazing. Anyway, I'm at that stage now where I'm thinking just tightening up, you know, just looking for bits that I'd like to, like that bit there that went blue that shouldn't have. I think I'm stuck with that for a minute. That'd be all right. Anyway. Never mind the application. It's the thought of it all that's important.
That bit that you're painting white, shouldn't that be blue?
Hey?
Shouldn't that be the same as the background?
Tell. Feather. This is a feather. Yeah?
Yeah, better.
This is tail feather.
Oh, all right. It's just it looks on the photo. It looks pink, the same as the background. Yeah.
Oh no! Colour's just something that people put in pictures to get on your nerves.
It looks like a feather to me.
It is a feather.
Yeah.
Hey, your picture's going to be really fun.
Oh, mine's going to be awful. Don't worry.
No, it won't. It'll be fine. Because just going to try and blend a few bits in here. Try and find some extra shapes. Mm-hmm. Do you know what? My little chicken's looking like a little chicken now.
He is. Now he's got his eye.
Yeah, and I'm getting back to move my chair out of the way. And there's no.
Ooh.
We can have some fun as well. Yeah, but it isn't about. It's about having. Whoa, Dave. We've got these doodah brushes that we can utilise. Flicker brushes. They're for flicking paint around, especially grassy type stuff.
That looks nice. Obviously a free range bantam.
You got it. That sounds so being a vegetarian,
Yeah.
it's important to make that statement. But if you can, just use colours that you've got, you know, local colours.
Yeah, that looks nice.
And the other thing, try and find some shadows where his feet are as well. Might need to go back in with the smaller brush to add some. I've got it once you've got the colours on your palette, you're off anyway. And where they put some darks down where his feet are and try and make them a little bit more defined with the shadow. That one tends to go up a bit more. They're horrible. Everyone that does birds, the first thing you look at, or I do, because I've painted so many of them over the years, you know, the robins that we do at Christmas and that. First thing I look at is the feet, because I know from experience that they're really flipping awkward to do. The other bit is that left leg is at the back, so you need to make sure that there's some shadow there. I don't know why I'm attracted to the fact that it's got the burnt umber stroke sienna that I used to rough the drawing out is still prevalent, still there. It's raw sienna and burnt umber, so I'm just adding a bit into the palette there. I'm going to be a bit dramatic, and I'm going to add some into these tail feathers because it'll blend. It's local to the other thing. Probably it's a bit damp at the moment. When it's dried back, I'll think we'll have a little extra few minutes on that tail feather there later on using the rigger. Just try and add a little bit more fluffiness to it. Can actually just stick a couple of little figures out there because this part of the tail here is much too big. It needs to. I might be able to. I think to compensate, I'm just going to make this area a little bit stronger for now. It's a shape, isn't it? It's a diamond, a triangle just over there. So I've made it really big for now, but in order to go back in, when it dries back a bit, I'll take it back, lift it out. Right. How are we off for time? Is it 3 o'clock yet?
5 to 12.
Oh, that's okay. I've got a bit more time. So I'm just going to add some more information in the background for now. Bit more grassy stuff. Yeah, it's really cute. I love it.
I like that. It's good.
Yeah, it looks lovely. I hope Anne and Gordon are going to find time to do it because I imagine Anne would be really good at this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She does seem to be good at. Oh, Anne and Gordon, they both do quite a few farmyardy pictures, don't they?
Once you get that rigger in your hand, or a small brush, then this is where things take over and hours disappear, especially when it's dried off a bit. amazing how much, considering I'm not actually using a lot of water. Surprising how dirty my water's becoming. Where I'm just sort of tidying up. One thing if you can get a really fine line on the brush, just stick a little bit of white in his eye, I think. And but that has an effect too. Just want to make it a bit smaller. Or give him some little bits under, that's better. Like that. Yeah. So we can have fun messing about. I'm looking forward to seeing Joyce do one of these.
Are you really?
Yeah.
What that, Dave? Oh dear. When you said earlier about having fun, I did I went to a demo online with Jake Winkle.
Oh yeah. He does all
last year.
the quirky
Yeah.
birds, isn't it?
We did a chicken with attitude.
Oh,
And I've just found it. I just had a quick look through my phone. I just found it, and it's very psychedelic, you know.
Yeah.
Can you share it? Can we see it or not?
I could send it to. Yeah, I can send it. Yes. Yeah. Can I say it was great fun doing it, but it was a little bit of a challenge as well.
I'm just going to establish some background for the sake of it for a minute. It's a blimey, surprising how dirty my brushes have become. Dampen them off, but there's no, just a damp brush. You can tighten up any areas that you want to soften down, or rehydrate any hard edges, which is what we'll come to in a sec. Highlights, lost me tiddly brush. Oh, there he is. Come on, mate. They're great, these fan brushes, aren't they? For just sort of, I don't know, just saying, oh, I want to put some fun into it, some highlights or whatever. You can just, there's a bit more paint on there than I anticipated, but you only got to just sort of drag it and away you go, isn't it? If you make a faux pas, just stick a bit more in. And you can use them on their edge as well, can't you? All sides. And once you get that rigor out, splash a few bits in. Want a bit of colour? Warm it up, put some yellow. To me, this is, I don't know what you guys, but this is art. comes from a different place to, if I'd have carried on with the sketch that I did. So there's the sketch, yeah? There's the sketch, what I did. And there's the picture. I prefer that one.
yes.
Yeah, so do I.
Now, what was going to, for a few minutes, I haven't done this yet, but one of the reasons that I like this is if you leave it for a day or so. See, this is my third attempt.
Oh dear.
So it just shows, goes to show, I've lost the other one. Oh, I've done 3 and I've only got, no, there it is. These are on just, they're just on printer paper. But the thing is,
That's a nice one. I like it.
Looks nice and plump.
Yeah.
it's done but I did it exactly the same way. But what I was going to say was, once it's dry, because we're using watercolors, we can go back in either with a softer brush, if you use a tissue like that, use your hand, any hard edges that you like to move along, you can just use a damp brush and soften them out, and you can get some marvellous effects. See the way that just sort of edges filters it down into the shadow. So what I'm saying, what was the point I'm making is that it's not over. Once you've done that stage that we've just gone through, like there's some hard edges here. It's not so easy to see them on camera, but they are there, and you can just with a damp brush soften them down, and you can get some absolutely. If this was it's almost Carol. It's almost a bit like having pastels.
Yeah.
And you can go back in later, the next day, and just blend things in that last or any bits that any straight lines or hard edges that you want to soften out. Absolutely brilliant way of doing it. But it's time. And it is, especially when even around the body and that, you can soften it out. There's a little patch up there that and push the paint up as well. That was bright white a second ago, but I can take paint off of there and just push it up, and I even do it off there. I can just use, it's not a wet brush, it's just damp, and just add it, twiggle it along. And the beauty of it is you're almost painting a painting with a painting. But the beauty of it is you're using local colour. And because we've used the white, it gives it a nice, you've got a nice feel to the paper, as you do it. You've got like it's not chalky. Gouache, proper gouache, it does have a chalky feel to it, but equally it's got gum arabic in it as well, which is the same mover, vehicle that watercolor has in it. And you can obviously do similar things to the background with a damp brush as well, smooth things out. Any hard edges that you're not happy about, I'm not going to get away with it with this paper, not as well as I would like to, but you can just smooth it across, smooth it out, add things, add a bit more white. So just because the next day or you can add even more details. It's the same though, isn't it, with all these because it is a portrait at the end of the day. They're never finished. A portrait, okay, if it was an oil painting, you varnish it. That's pretty definitive then, because it's not so easy to repaint over the varnish. But with while it's like this, there is no end to it, no final game. Because even now, we could quite easily go over, if I want to lighten the background, just do it.
Mm.
I can't do it on this now because it's not stretched paper, but with the one that we've just done, wow, it looks really good.
Good,
I
yeah.
like that one.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do.
I've just got your picture, Joyce. It's good. Your chicken.
There you go. Look, I've got 1, 2,
Three.
3.
Got a
Oh.
connection.
All the same but different.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're all done exactly the same way. And the painting in this way, it reflects your mood, because you're not in here. You're constrained with lines, so
Yeah.
you're painting within the lines.
Mm.
So it doesn't reflect like this morning I was quite tense because I just spent half an hour, 45 minutes trying to get Terry signed up and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
I was thinking, cool, well, I'm going to go for a lie down first. Press the start button. That area looks quite all right now, Chris.
Yeah.
I've pushed him up.
Mm-hmm.
I would have done it anyway, but I'm glad that you told me to do it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I might have forgot to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that one. It's good.
Yeah.
But you can
Yeah.
see where we're going there. This
I
one's
quite like the idea of not having to draw it all out first. I have to do some more like that.
I think the recommendation for this, for doing it like this, is to
Get more movement in it, don't you, when you do it freehand?
Yeah. Lots
One
of
of the-
artists do paint like that, don't they? They
Yeah,
don't draw it.
yeah, and that's why I said, if you look at the early part of that video where we're just using value, it doesn't have to be any color. You can, well, any particular color, and but I think burnt umber is quite a nice one to utilize, and just do it.
Mm.
All you got to do is, look at the shape of it and think, yeah, there's a line there. But if your line's too far, it doesn't matter anyway, because when you do your background color, you can push it into it and tighten it up that way. So it's, in a way, initially it's more complicated, or it feels like it's more threatening. But once you get moving, it isn't. It's the opposite. Because it will force you to sort of look at the thing in scale as well, because you'll look at it and think, yeah, well, because you'll look at it as shapes. You think, yeah, well, the distance between there and there is about that. Yeah, that's all right. You'll start asking valid questions to yourself. I think it's worth the effort, and it's more personal, more unique.
For my art A-level, way back at school, I actually made a life-size chicken out of chicken wire and paper mache. Painted it. That was a challenge, but yeah, I got top marks for it, so that was good. But of course, such a shame in those days you didn't take photos of everything, or I've got no record of it at all. I probably just got chucked away at the end of the day.
I think once if you have a go, you'll think you'll feel different about, I don't know, how you paint, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now this
But-
one, I'm definitely just going to go straight in with the paint. And
The thing about it also is that you don't, you don't need, that's why I did those two on ordinary sheets of A3 paper. You don't need posh paper. You don't,
Mm.
you know? And
Mm.
also, a good idea, you can paint on the back of one that you're not happy with, or paint over the top of it.
Yeah. Right. That sounds good.
So the key is like a thumbnail of, you know, gouache, and then, you know, separate ones for the other paint. Just use tubes, or
Right.
don't
well,
have to be
for
tubes.
my,
Tubes are better, but you don't need expensive tubes. And I think that's a good head up. Buying posh paints all very well, but being afraid to use them is a waste of money, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So just so in future, let's all buy Cotman or just cheap paints and a decent tube of gouache. It does the same. It's I think we'll see how it go.
Mm.
I'm such a fickle old fart. In 3 weeks' time, I'll be thinking, "Hey, don't do it like that. Do it like you know." I don't think I will, because over the last few weeks and months, I've gradually been including Chinese white, and remember I was demonstrating doing the skies so that they work more or less every time, or it gives you more confidence, because once you've got that Chinese white layer within the sky area, if you're not happy about, or your blue and your color of the sky doesn't quite go how you feel, it doesn't matter, because you can just carry on. It gives you that extra time to blend it in, soften it all in. So it's been sort of going this way for quite a while, really.
Oh, that's good. We're learning all the time, aren't we?
Diversity, isn't
Yeah.
it? That's what it's about. But the reason I like this is because it helps Christine as well, because it's it's heading towards more of us opaque mediums like acrylic. So
Are you going to carry on doing this even when you do the Saturday mornings at the church?
yeah,
Oh, good. That's good.
yeah. I'm not charging people double either. I mean, the Saturday is more in my head is
A chat.
coffee
Tea and a
morning
chat.
chat
Yeah.
and a chill out,
Yeah.
or an added thing to what we're doing now.
Yeah.
I think we get more out of this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
it's less
yeah.
stressful at home, isn't it? When you just come down for a couple of hours, time you get everything out, you don't get very far, do you?
No, I
With your
think
painting.
no, I know.
And it's all to have a chat as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
I think
nice.
it.
Or we
it
can
take-
bring down what we've done, can't we? If
Yeah,
we've done it.
or
If we've done
start it, or
Yeah.
just get it started.
Started. Yeah.
And I think my thinking is, which is why I like doing painting like this, is if it goes wrong, it doesn't really make a lot of, you haven't lost anything, because you can fix it quite easily. And it should be, I keep saying it should be relaxing.
Oh yeah, I know.
You should
You
be-
say doing the drawings can be, well, I find the drawing bits harder, depending on what it is. I get stressed out with that. But if I was doing it in pastels, I wouldn't draw it out. I would just smother it, smooth it all around and get the shapes that way.
Yeah, working this way is very akin to doing it in pastels, because you wouldn't in pastels you'd get a block of a base color, exactly what we did there with the burnt umber raw sienna mix, and just sketch it out rough, or a piece of charcoal even.
Yeah.
Oil
Yeah.
painters use charcoal, don't they? But they do that. They do it this way as well. So I just think it's a good way of taking things on a bit further. Development, diversity, and develop.
That's it. That's it.
Change. Yes, isn't it? Change or die.
Yeah.
No, is it all go bust? Sorry.
Well, I'm quite looking forward to this week. It's yeah. You can get
Well,
stuck straight in there without doing all that squares and drawing.
well, I started. I'll put my hand up. I started to draw the chicken using the grid, and
Yeah.
I got so far with it, and I thought, do you know what? This is ridiculous. I've lost. I don't know where this bit goes in that bit, and I thought, oh, this is stupid. So then I just used the trace down and traced the blooming thing, and kept that. That was the one I showed you. And then on Saturday / Sunday, I thought, let's just try and do it like you used to as a kid. You used to paint like that.
Very well, Paris.
Yeah.
Well, when you think about it, all portrait artists do it that way. Well, I said to you, I watched his video of him doing the Queen, and
oh yeah, they just slap it on, don't they?
They don't. It's not. It's visualizing. And that's why I said you try and use your arm.
Right.
And don't. If you're doing that, you're doing it wrong. If your wrist is moving, you're doing it wrong. You should keep your wrist still and move your arm. You'll find you'll get straighter lines or more defined. You know, you'll have more control doing it. You try it. Right. You can do it on anything, but if you just hold a pencil or a pen, if you do that, but then if you do that, you get much more control when it comes to, if you want to do little areas, and then you use your wrist, don't you? And you just sort of point it in like that with a rigger. But up to, that's the last 15 minutes, 20 minutes of the painting at most. The rest of the painting should be able to do it in one brush. Don't move your arm. Just keep it going. Don't move your hand, I mean.
Right.
So that's my consensus. I'm really looking forward to doing a bowl of fruit like this.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Jumping ahead, that Cassius Clay one. My brother, as I've said before, he was still is a fairground artist, and he did a couple of black boxes on the front of a boxing booth, huge, great big ones. And he said that painting black skin was the hardest thing he's ever done. He said, to get the tones right in a coloured person's face is much harder because I don't know, it's a different palette, I suppose.
Mind, I was watching that paint on the portrait artist on that, what they do, the TV one, and they did a black guy, but they put all different colours in it, like brown tones.
Yeah,
reds. Yeah.
I think when we get round to that, I think I might
you do it in charcoal, couldn't you?
I think I might just paint it in blue or something, just to just to use a different colour, other than
black's a bit hard, isn't
it wouldn't be black, it'd be sort of
greyish,
brown, sepia, all those.
Yeah, it'd be nice to do them in a different colour. I thought you could do them in any colour, couldn't you?
Very pop art.
Yeah.
I think we'll have a think of that.
Yeah.
Well, that's it then.
Right, thank you.
I want to see. I'm looking forward to.
Yes, you've inspired once again. Thank you.
I want chickens. Chickens coming out of our coop.
I do an after one and do a roast chicken. Oh dear. Well, I'll have to
That's
get
a
a
bit-
one and do it before I go away. So
I can't stand the smell of it, mate.
Oh, can't
no,
you?
no, me neither.
Cooking meat.
Oh.
No, James does it downstairs. I usually shut all the doors and
Oh,
open the
God.
kitchen door and everything. Oh,
Oh.
No,
no.
I used to love it, but it's like the smell of bacon now. I was walking down the road with the dogs on Sunday morning, and somebody was doing a fry up, and it made me feel sick. Oh, let me. The smell's horrible.
It's funny, isn't it? How you change. Look
Yeah.
at me. I don't like chocolate anymore.
Well, I can't say that.
Yeah, but that's the
No.
next. That's your next target, Chris. That's your homework for the next 5 years.
No chocolate. Yeah.
Try to stop eating chocolate. That's really hard.
Yeah.
It
Right.
really is. Trying to avoid it is even.
Oh dear. Anyway, I'm off.
Yeah.
Thank
Many
you.
thanks.
Okay then. Yeah. See you
Me-
next week then.
Yep. Okie dokes. I'll see you.
Yeah. Bye. Bye.
Go and lay some eggs.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Cheers,
Bye.
guys.